وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين. وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون. ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون. فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون. إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم. وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين. وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم. ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون. هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون. اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون. ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون. ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون. ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون. وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين. أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون. واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون. فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون. أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين. وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم. الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون. أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم. إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون.
صدق الله العظيم.
You are listening to the Breakfast Rush.
This Surah Yasin was brought to you by Murchison Spice, Pietermaritzburg. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your day.
There's something cooking at Murchison Spice, and its name is Elite Basmati Rice, available throughout the Middle East and now available in South Africa. Brought to you by Murchison Spice, Pietermaritzburg. Available in golden cellar and premium white, high in vitamins and low in calories. Perfect for the health conscious. Contact Murchison Spice on 033 387 2121. That's 033 387 2121. Murchison Spice. Taste the East.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Woolerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
For over 5 decades, Sunfoil has nurtured a legacy rooted from our land. From a sunflower seed grown with goodness and love, crafted through excellence, precision, and care. Proudly South African, and the only 100% pure sunflower oil endorsed as a diamond partner by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Cook with confidence, serving the best to the people you love, from one dish to the next. Sunfoil, the heart of good cooking.
In South Africa, countless numbers of sick patients leave their homes at the crack of dawn to join long queues at clinics and public hospitals, many of them suffering pangs of hunger in addition to the symptoms of disease. The Al Imdad Foundation's Slice for Life teams deliver sandwiches to these patients at more than 40 hospitals and clinics across the country. Help us to keep on relieving hunger. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Woolerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
Your award-nominated Breakfast Rush with Nichal Sarawan.
I love every bit of it.
I am so proud to be part of your family, the program. I love my program.
You guys are in my heart, in my car, everywhere. TBR is most amazing.
You are the breakfast team that we wake up to every morning. I think if you guys are not there when I switch on the radio, my morning would not be made.
Monday to Friday, 6 till 8 a.m.
Inspiration for the Ummah, your morning nasiha.
I have 5 kids, my friends, and I want to tell you how they make dua to me. Dua meaning when they ask me something, this is how they do it. Ibrahim, let me start off with the first one, Yusuf. Yusuf is my oldest one. I think the oldest children are always a little bit soft. Is that correct? The first child always a little bit soft, cries too much. Is that correct? I don't know, but I tend to find I was the oldest one. I think it was just too soft. I was just too soft, and I would just little bit I would start crying. So Yusuf, he says, Baba, yes, can I buy that thing? What is the thing? PlayStation, nice game. No, Yusuf, I don't have money. And he just make that face of his, and he just turned away and he just shed 1 or 2 tears and that's it. Okay? This is how he asks me. Then comes Aisha. Aisha is my next one. She's the eldest daughter. What does she do? Boba, yes, you're very nice, Boba. And she comes and she combs my hair, touches my head. Wallahi, she's just such an unbelievable. Subhanallah, she's gonna get everything from her husband. Anyway, mashallah, she does everything, touches me. So Boba, how are you, Boba? Can I do anything for you? Like a glass of water, like some juice? How about that? And she takes my shoes off. Aisha, what do you want? Boba, can I get that present from there? No, not now, I don't have money. Okay, Boba, that's fine. Then she just go away nicely. Then comes Zainab. Look at how she makes dua to me. Ask me something. What does she do? What does she do? She says, Boba, 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 yes. There's that really nice toy. I saw there. Can I please have it? Please, 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 please. She's a really funny girl, right? Like that. She's 7 years old, and this is how she asks me. I said, no, Zainab. Okay. And then she just goes away. Right? Then this is Ibrahim. Ibrahim doesn't talk. He just smiles. So, Boba, yes? All he does is smile, and I know he's up to something naughty. Okay? Just a smile. I say, Ibrahim, no. Okay. And he's still smiling and going away. Then the last one. Maryam. How does she ask? 3 years old. Huh? No, no, no. Who do you think is successful? Who do you think is successful? Best negotiator. Who is it? Last one. She gets it all the time. Because if she doesn't, she's going to kill me. She won't shut up. I'm going to ask you this question. Why can't we ask Allah like a 2-year-old child? Why can't we ask Allah and make dua to Allah like that? Why? And I thought about this. Look at how she gets everything from me all the time. When Allah loves that I make dua. The Prophet said, Allah loves it when you make dua. Allah hates it when you don't make dua. The Prophet also said in authentic hadith, Ma a'azzu shay'an ala Allahi, ma akramu shay'an ala Allahi min ad-du'a. There's nothing more honorable to Allah than dua. The Prophet also said in the authentic hadith in Muslim, he said, A'jazu nas a'jazuhum an ad-du'a. The most incompetent of people are those people who are not even capable of making dua. Why can't we ask Allah like a 2-year-old child? Oh Allah, oh Allah, you are the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Oh Allah, you are the richest and I am the poor. Oh Allah, I don't want to put my hands down until you answer my dua. Oh Allah, don't put my hands down until you answer my dua. Oh Allah, I beseech you, oh Allah. Oh Allah, I need your help, oh Allah. Allah, Allah give me Jannah. Oh Allah, don't punish me in Jahannam. Oh Allah, let me see your face. Oh Allah, right from me, safety from the fire today. Oh Allah, don't let me put my hands down until you answer my dua. Oh Allah, I'm not going to put my hands down until you answer my dua. Do you know what the Prophet said? He said, Allah is ashamed, authentic hadith in Muslim. He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ashamed of his slaves when he raises his hands up to him to return it back sifra. Inna Allah la yastahi min abdihi idha rafa ilayhi yadayhi an yaruddahu sifra. Allah is ashamed of his slave when his slave raises his hands up to him to return it back to him empty. Subhanallah, how amazing is that? Allah is ashamed. What an honorable king. What an honorable judge. What an honorable Lord he is. My brothers and my sisters in Islam, ask Allah like a 2-year-old child. Ask Allah like a 2-year-old child, you will have everything you want. Ask Allah like you never asked before. Don't make like رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ آمين وَفِي الْجَنَّةِ مَعَ الْأَبْرَارِ آمين. What the heck are you saying? You don't even know. It's like, Zainab comes to me. Please, 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 please. Can I have it? No. So they said, then you go away. Is this the way? This isn't the way. If Zainab only persisted, if Yusuf only persisted, if Ibrahim only persisted, if Aisha only persisted, they would get their way. But they didn't. Neither do we. We are far too hasty, my friends. Allah sometimes doesn't answer our dua directly. You know why? Because He loves to make us make dua. He loves to hear us beseeching Him and making dua to Him. He loves it. That's why He waits before He answers it, because He knows you're going to stop making dua as soon as you get your thing. So my friends, connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is your chance. Nothing is as strong as dua. Nothing is as strong as dua. Nothing is as strong as dua. Do you know how many verses in the Quran against making dua to other than Allah? How many verses? 500 verses. وَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ. 500 verses like this. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. How many verses are like that? 500 verses of not making dua to anyone other than Allah. Do you know why? Because the scholars say that dua is the best of ibadah. Because Rasulullah said, "Ad-du'a mukhul ibadah." Dua is the heart and soul of ibadah, heart and soul of worship. And the thing that is common between all religions is dua. This is the month of dua. This is the month in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not reject our dua, one dua every single day. What dua have you made for today? And have you been hasty in your dua? Or are you truly making dua for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as you should? Like the 2-year-old child. Beg Allah, Allah will not say no to you. Beg Allah, Allah will not say no to you. And if you make dua to Allah, Allah remembers you to Himself. If you remember Allah, Allah remembers you to Himself. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, he says, if there was only one verse that was revealed that could show you the greatness of dua, then this verse would be enough. Which dua? Which verse is that? فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرْكُمْ. Remember me, I will remember you. Ya salam, how powerful.
It's almost 6:30 now, and this morning's Nasiha, not that we've not heard it previously, but listening to it once again is a reminder from Sheikh Chaudhry, how to make dua. It is your breakfast rush this Tuesday morning, saying Assalamu alaikum everybody. Welcome on into the program. If you've just turned on your radio sets, welcome to you, and just had a moment to step out and look out the window. Still kind of dark out there, getting a little bit lighter now, but still kind of dark. But anyway, another morning where I had the, I don't know if you want to call it opportunity, but the misfortune to be driving behind two different vehicles whose rear lights weren't working.
Yeah, always.
And the car's black.
Yeah.
In the dark.
That was me too. Today. One of the guys yesterday had like 1/4 of his vehicle on my lane, driving in the opposite direction with his lights off.
Right, so he's trying to use the white line as, okay, this is my guide. Like how you play those video games, you follow the line.
That road didn't have any lights.
Oh, there we go, even better. And then it gets so much better when the street lights aren't working. So you can really see nothing. There'll be a shimmer of something in front of you. Suddenly it's like, oh my word, there's a car. So listen, guys, spend, please spend the 5 rand on a cheap globe and go put it in your car at the back. Do that. Like buy the cheapest one. It might work for a couple of days, but it'll help us out. The oaks that are driving behind you. Anyway, it's 6:30. Tuesday, going to be like the whole day today. 9 days we are into June 2026.
And the 22nd of Zulhijjah 1447. Assalamu alaikum.
There you go. 6:32 almost. Now let's find out what's happening on the roads.
Breakfast rush traffic.
Lieutenant Colonel Raouf, assalamu alaikum. Welcome. Alhamdulillah, how are you doing this morning? Terrible. Oh boy. You need a counselling session or you just want some tea?
I can't feel my nostrils.
Oh my word. Okay, take a deep breath in through the mouth and go with the traffic report in 3, 2, 1, go!
Not going to help. If you're on Joyner Road, there's a burst pipe. Only 2 lanes that are going in that direction. A lot of water. Just be aware of that, please. There have been road works going on in that area. Also, new pipes being laid. Those pipes have now popped. Water's all over the place. We're traveling on the N3 westbound, after St. James Avenue. That's Westville. A Pavilion. You've got an accident. Advised to reduce your speed and approach with caution, please. That's the N3 westbound after Pavilion. Truck broken down in the fast lane. M4 heading towards Durban. Just opposite the old Claywood racecourse. Be careful, please. We've got no lights on. So people are slowing down to see what's happening. Luckily, the freeway lights are on, so you can still see the vehicle. Just approach with caution there, please. If you're traveling on the N3 this morning, a lot of mist. Visibility has been reduced. So please drive with caution, especially around the Fernandez area in the morning. Lots of mist, so please just proceed with caution. Truck was trying to turn off at Clearwood from right lane. Okay, it's road open again. The truck has moved. So just be aware of that. It's now gone. M4 northbound, this is the Steel Bridge. Taxi broken down, left-hand lane. This is the road. And if you know the Steel Bridge, that's Transfer Road. So just underneath that one. Traffic lights not working. M2, as you're leaving Newlands, that's the Inanda Road lights. I'm sure you must have seen that when you came to work. So M2, the Inanda Road lights are not working. That's what they're saying to me. Maiden Wharf, entering Sydney Road, very congested conditions. Just near a truck broken down as well. Oh my God, from the pictures I'm getting, looks like something has fallen off the truck. So remember that now if you're going towards Sydney Road from Maiden Wharf, there's an obstruction. There will be delays in that vicinity. It's the first update.
Thank you very much, Colonel Raouf. Much appreciated. Yes, those traffic lights on the Inanda Bridge are not working, and it's going to cause a substantial delay through the morning. So, yeah, if you could get a pointsman or 3 or 4 out that way, that would be very, very helpful.
You know, in our days, we did it alone, one person.
Yeah. Nowadays,
we'll see if we can get one.
Nowadays, you need a whole battalion to go out there.
I don't make them like the way they used to.
Yeah, shame. They're busy hitting people's phones out their hands and breaking it and then getting covered up by their lanis. But that's a story for another day.
No.
I love it. You dig, and you get something. Okay, dish out.
Watch what happened before that.
Irrespective. Private property. The phone.
Doesn't matter. You don't push your private property in my face.
But he wasn't pushing it in anybody's face. I mean, come on, you watched the video. Did he push it in somebody's face?
Yes, he pushed it right into her face.
Into her face, and he touched her hair?
No, touched her nose.
Oh. Then the video footage on that phone would show the nose getting closer and closer and closer until it touched.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Nose, inshallah, yours feels better soon.
Yes, that too. Thanks, Colonel. We'll catch up with you in a while.
Waalaikum salam.
It's like a comedy show that's not funny.
Yeah.
Honestly. I don't know why. I saw that video of that traffic. Call it a traffic stop if you want. I mean, it's a bit of a stretch. But, yeah, I suppose you could stretch it there. That traffic stop that took place, I believe it was in the Chatsworth area where this gentleman was there and these cops were. The one was just very, very angry. I did see that video. But anyway, stories are coming out now and we'll see where it actually ends up going. Those stories. I'm going to keep it at that. Explanation.
It's reached a point where nothing surprises you anymore as a South African.
Not at all.
If it happens in the next 5 minutes, okay.
Yeah.
You sympathize, you feel sorry, and you carry on with life. Because how much can the human mind take in one day?
No, here in South Africa, enough. We can take enough. I mean, right now, right at this minute, right now, there is this major intersection in the Sherwood area.
Yeah.
and people are driving through that intersection like, I don't know, in their hundreds maybe. Within the next 10 or 15 minutes, a few hundred people would drive through that intersection in the Sherwood area. We're just next to it is the Sherwood ground.
Yes.
Where there are well over 200, maybe 300 people, if not more, just displaced. And they're there with babies, tiny little brand new babies.
Yes, on grass.
If they're lucky, there's grass in that little patch that they managed to get themselves to sit on, hopefully safely. But yeah, we can drive past it and just move on with our day. Now, the thing about that is, irrespective of whether these people are here legally or illegally, they're people.
Agreed.
They're human beings.
Yes.
You know, there's elderly folks that are there, there's young folks that are there, there's people there that are quite literally in fear for their lives. Yeah. They're afraid that they're going to die. Now, think about that for a second. I mean, a lot of people have varying opinions on the subject of legal or illegal in the country, and you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to try and sway you this way or that. But what's going to happen for you as an individual? What's going to happen for you to say, I'm afraid for my life? And if I die, then I'm going to be leaving behind a family. I'm going to be leaving behind a husband, a wife. I'm going to be leaving behind children, elderly parents. I'm going to be leaving things undone if I die because I don't have the right paperwork.
You know, none of us have been in a situation where we were or we had to leave the little that we have, our home with all its belongings, just for survival. And I think, God forbid, you know, we must never be in that situation. But until we are, none of us will know what it feels to be them.
Have you ever heard this? Those Indians must go home. Go back to India.
Yes.
You've ever heard that?
Yes, countless.
Okay, so how long is it going to take from when they stop or finish with the Ghanaians, the Malawians, the Somalians, the Congolese, the Nigerians, the other Africans, when they finish with them, for them to now come and say, right, okay, your turn.
And at the moment, within a very small division of individuals, if you are from Durban, why are you working in Johannesburg? If you are from Cape Town, why are you working in Limpopo? That is happening, again, very
in
minimal.
themselves?
Yes.
Okay. So where does it end? That's the question. Where does it end?
Yeah.
How does it end? There was a video on social media of a group of ladies down the Cape Way that was celebrating taking over a foreigner's salon.
Yes.
You were celebrating stealing somebody's business. Okay, fine. You managed to get that foreigner owner out of there with their employees and kick them out. Now you've got the chairs and the scissors and the machines and the four walls and the door and everything like that. Who signed the lease?
Yeah.
Who is that landlord going to come and collect rent from? Or are you now going to follow through with running that business and not paying your bills because the municipal bill is in somebody else's name?
High chances of that.
The lease is on somebody else's name, so now you'll just run an illegal business.
The accountability, where is it?
There isn't
that's
any.
what I believe it boils down to.
There isn't
There are
any.
individuals that have been shot, execution style.
Right, where?
In Johannesburg.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? Because you're not South African? Because nobody knows whether you have paperwork or not? How are we allowing people to do what they feel like doing with no accountability? And for me, personal opinion, it will carry on until there is accountability.
Uncle Cyril went on TV the other day.
Yes.
Now, I'm calling him Uncle Cyril, that term of endearment. Went on TV the other day and said that if your business is employing undocumented foreigners, the fine could be up to 100,000 rand per undocumented foreigner.
Okay.
Right? Per undocumented. Or you get some jail time.
Yeah.
Where's the legislation for that?
I don't know of one.
Exactly. So people are asking questions like, okay, you go on TV and you say something, but then tell us where the legislation is for that. Tell us where it is, the jail time. Okay, I know the fine story, but the jail time for the employer is there? And that's a legit question. Is there legislation for that? Because now you're employing somebody who's not South African to come home and be that person who cleans up for you, who does the gardening for you, who's washing the cars and, taking care of everything that you not taking care of on your own because you're taking care of other things.
Correct.
So you can go to jail for that? Because technically you're employing them and you're an employer.
And for a lot of individuals, these people become part of the family. And now their family, their little ones who have no dealings with politics, don't know where that next bottle of milk is going to come from, and that is the reality.
Leave alone bottle of milk, drop of water. Drop of water. So here's the thing. The reason we're talking about it this morning is because it is now. It is happening. It's not happening somewhere far, far away. It is happening in our community. 3 minutes away from where we're sitting right now is the Sherwood Ground. Right? And that's like without traffic. So it's not something that is taking place in some far-flung area that doesn't affect us in any way, because the people that are now displaced sitting on that field are quite possibly people that you've worked alongside. It's quite possibly people whose children attended your school. It's quite possibly people who's been there at some point in your yard, maybe putting up a fence for you, whatever the case may be. It's quite possible that somebody that's standing now thinking, oh my word, what a cold night it was last night, is somebody that you've worked next to.
And mothers in those communities, grandmothers in those communities that have their babies not knowing what to give them, have also been in homes taking care of other babies.
There you go, raising other people's children. So there's a lot to think about as we get through this Tuesday. Now, again, I'm saying varying people have varying different opinions on this subject, and I'm not one to try and sway your opinion in any direction, except for these are human beings. Full stop.
Agreed.
These are human beings. Now, let's see, headlining news, Action SA has expressed a mixed reaction regarding President Ramaphosa's recent address regarding the issue of illegal immigration. We'll be speaking to their leader in KwaZulu-Natal to find out more of what they have to say. Brother Altaf Raouf will join us on the program a bit later on in our legal segment, as well as us bringing you some headlining news to keep you further informed before you get to work.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
For over 5 decades, Sunfoil has nurtured a legacy rooted from our land. From a sunflower seed grown with goodness and love, crafted through excellence, precision and care. Proudly South African, and the only 100% pure sunflower oil endorsed as a diamond partner by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Cook with confidence, serving the best to the people you love, from one dish to the next. Sunfoil, the heart of good cooking.
Hungry for something delicious? Visit the Al-Ansar Deli for freshly prepared meals, sandwiches, savories, sweet treats, and refreshing drinks. Whether you're grabbing lunch, meeting friends, or taking something home for family, we've got something for everyone. Fresh, convenient, affordable. The Al-Ansar Deli. Taste the difference today.
When disaster strikes, families lose everything in an instant. Homes destroyed, communities displaced. Hope fades into uncertainty. Our Global Emergency Fund ensures we respond without delay, delivering food, water, shelter, and healthcare to families in need. To support our Global Emergency Fund, visit islamicrelief.org.za.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. तेरी जालियों के नीचे तेरी रहमतों के साए तेरी जालियों के नीचे तेरी रहमतों के साए जिसे देखनी हो जन्नत वो मदीना देख आए तेरी जालियों के नीचे तेरी रहमतों के साए ना ये बात शान से है ना ये बात मालो ज़र की ना ये बात शान से है ना ये बात मालो ज़र की वही जाता है मदीने आका जिसे बुलाए वही जाता है मदीने आका जिसे बुलाए तेरी जालियों के नीचे तेरी रहमतों के साए कैसी वहाँ की रातें कैसी वहाँ की बातें कैसी वहाँ की रातें कैसी वहाँ की बातें उन्हें पूछ लो नबी का जो मदीना देख आए उन्हें पूछ लो नबी का जो मदीना देख आए तेरी जालियों.
It's Ali Haider and Teri Jaliyon ke Niche at 10 minutes to 7 this morning. The South African Police Service has confirmed the suspension of 5 additional senior officers as investigations and internal disciplinary processes linked to the controversial Medicare 24 tender continue to unfold. Last week, 9 police officers were suspended over their alleged role in helping secure a controversial 360 million rand contract for Medicare 24, a company linked to businessman Vusmusi Kat Matlana. In a brief statement issued yesterday, SAPS spokesperson Brigadier Mate said the suspensions form part of matters arising from the Medicare 24 tender, which has come under scrutiny amid allegations of irregularities.
10 to 7, and the International Criminal Court's Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan has been suspended from his duties, the tribunal's government body said yesterday, following a probe into sexual misconduct allegations. In a statement yesterday, the Bureau of the Assembly of States Parties said it will refer Khan to a disciplinary proceeding before all 125 ICC member states, which will vote on his fate in a special session. The Bureau, which is the executive committee of the court's oversight body, said it referred Khan after making its own decision on the disciplinary proceedings involving the prosecutor.
Let's talk about the federal government of Nigeria now. The federal government of Nigeria has postponed the planned evacuation of its citizens from South Africa until tomorrow as concerns mount over ongoing xenophobic attacks targeting foreign nationals. The airlift operation, which was initially expected to take place yesterday, has been rescheduled as authorities continue preparations to facilitate the safe return of Nigerians who have expressed a desire to leave the country. According to reports from a local news channel in Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approved 5 evacuation flights, and the first flight is expected to transport over 270 passengers.
It's interesting, hey, when you think of it. A couple million years ago, there was no such thing as South Africa, Nigeria. There was no division.
Million is too far away.
Didn't exist.
A few hundred years ago.
It wasn't there.
Yeah, borders were made by man.
Exactly.
Lines were drawn on maps
and now
by
we're
man.
separating people and harming their lives because of what we created.
There you go. It's 8 minutes and counting now to 7. Haven't forgotten about your messages that have been coming through since this morning. Ismail Khan says salams to the team. Sean Mushina sending salams to us and everybody listening in. So is Wahida wishing her sister Suraya a happy birthday for today. Fauzi sending salams and says...
life gets better if you accept things that you can't change. And Razia Kader says...
That's a sad reality, that one.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But I think what we can do in any circumstances make dua. Razia Kader says, Assalamu alaikum to the team. Stay warm. It's cold.
Razia, I didn't know it's cold.
Doesn't look like it.
It's at that point where she looks at the radio and says, Nichal, chup. Anyway, Noranis is sending blessings, Mubarak to everybody, and Allah's richest blessings always. May your morning be as bright as Allah's love for you.
Ameen. Abu Bakr Khan says, Salams TBR, have a blessed day.
You're going to make a plan and do exactly that.
MH, no humanity and you want our votes.
Don't say it.
Maaf.
Yeah.
I'm just livid. The disgusting manner in which our government are treating foreigners, whether documented or not.
It's human beings at the end of the day. We have to see people as people.
Yeah.
We got to do that, man. We absolutely have to do that. Robot down, intersection of Darwood's Maiden Wharf, no traffic lights. The first thing went through my mind is I got to phone Dowds and ask them, do you guys know you got your own intersection? Like, whoa. Okay, Shanaz, what do you got to say?
Salams and du'as to family and friends. Loving the show. Keep warm, guys. And my absolute favourite Nath.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Assalamu alaikum, Fazila Kaji. She says, blessed Tuesday, stay safe. And she's already it's starting with that tunes. Yeah, she says, no to vuvuzelas.
Wait for between 9
Thursday.
and say 11 p.m. on a Thursday night.
Depends where you
Just
live.
wait.
Depends where you live.
Okay,
really.
True.
Yeah. Very cold in Newcastle. Hasina, low temperatures out there. Low temperatures out in Newcastle. Anyway, 5 to 7 it is. Now we come back. We got your main news bulletin at 7.
You courtesy of the Woolerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
For over 5 decades, Sunfoil has nurtured a legacy rooted from our land. From a sunflower seed grown with goodness and love, crafted through excellence, precision, and care. Proudly South African and the only 100% pure sunflower oil endorsed as a diamond partner by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Cook with confidence, serving the best to the people you love from one dish to the next. Sunfoil, the heart of good cooking.
At Radio Al Ansar, we value your feedback. If you have a broadcasting-related complaint, please send it in writing to the head of the Complaints Committee. Be sure to include your full name, contact details, a clear explanation of the complaint, and any supporting documents. You can email your complaint to feedback@alansar.org.za. That's feedback@alansar.org.za. Or visit our administrative office at 207 West Road, Overport, Durban. Your voice matters to us.
Every day's a good day. Did you hear? Your favorite 24-hour dentist has moved? Crown Dental Studio, offering everything your smile needs, from general to cosmetic dentistry. Female practitioner now available upon request. Call us on 081-207-8621 to schedule your next appointment. Or visit our new studio at 26 McCuton Avenue, Durban North. Crown Dental Studio, your 24-hour dentist.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Woolerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
صليت بكل الأنبياء يا من في قلبك رحمة للناس يا من ألفت قلوبا بالإسلام يا حبيبي يا شفيعي يا رسول الله بأمي وأبي فديتك سيدي صلاة وسلام عليك يا نبي حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد वो जो बने इमाम अंबिया वो जो थे हम पर ही मेहरबान दिल जिनकी मोहब्बत से हुए मुसलमान या हबीबी या शफीई या रसूल अल्लाह उम्मी व अबी फदैतुक सय्यदी صلاة وسلام عليك يا نبي حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد يا من حليت حياتنا بالإيمان يا من بجمالك علمت الإحسان يا من نورت قلوبنا بالقرآن يا حبيبي يا شفيعي يا رسول الله بأمي وأبي فديتك سيدي صلاة وسلام عليك يا نبي حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد जिसने हमें दी ज़ीनत ईमान जिसने सिखाया हुस्न से है इहसान जिसने दिया है दिलों को नूर कुरान या हबीबी या शफीई या रसूल अल्लाह बिउम्मी व अबी फदैतुक सय्यदी صلاة وسلام عليك يا نبي
CBR, it says Mahir Zain and company on this one here. It's 7 a.m. If you're sitting in traffic, we'll get your latest traffic update in a bit. Before we go there, let's get your main news bulletin.
The Breakfast Rush main news bulletin.
Making news that 7 teachers at Mkumbane Secondary School in Durban have returned to classrooms following a boycott over the installation of CCTV cameras. Good morning, I'm Thabile Duma. Teachers at Mkumbane Secondary School in Durban have returned to classrooms following a boycott over the installation of CCTV cameras, which had allegedly disrupted teaching and learning and escalated tensions within the school community. The standoff, which saw educators demanding the suspension of the principal amid allegations of inadequate consultation, trained parents and governing structures as efforts intensified to restore stability and normal schooling. The KwaZulu-Natal Department of Education said the situation has now stabilized following intervention and engagement with all stakeholders, including school management, labor representatives and the school governing body. Speaking during the visit, Head of Department Nkosinathi Ngobo stressed the importance of protecting teaching spaces from prolonged conflict. In a statement, the department said 22 educators and the school principal Ntokozo Ngobese have since returned to the institution after a process described as a collective effort to prioritize learners' constitutional right to education. Staying with local news, the state yesterday outlined what it described as a murder-for-hire plot in the ongoing bail application of Nikiwe Mgwengwe, aged 46, accused of orchestrating her sister's killing, and her co-accused Duncan Tuli, alleged to be the hitman. Investigating Officer Sergeant Mfunuvele Kumete told the court that he was 100% opposed to the release of both the accused. citing the seriousness of the charges, alleged witness interference, and the strength of the state's case. Mgwengwe and Duli face charges of conspiracy to commit murder and premeditated murder in connection with the killing of Fundiswa Mgwengwe, who was found dead at her home in Mkambatini in March next to her 3-year-old child. Gumede testified that the murder, classified as a Schedule 6 offense, was carried out in the presence of the toddler who was left overnight next to the deceased body. He described the killing as a gender-based violence case that sparked a public outrage. In national news, it's a race against time for the SAPS ad hoc committee probing claims of corruption in law enforcement. The committee is meeting this afternoon to discuss housekeeping matters, including its draft program. MPs are battling to meet a final deadline of the 12th of June. The committee secured the state its 5th extension as it was unable to meet its previous end of April mandate. Evidence leaders have already presented a preliminary overview and a draft report. They found widespread failures within police, crime intelligence, the NPA, and the executive. EFF leader Julius Malema has filed a contempt of court application against Ngizwe Mchunu. Malema says Mchunu has continued to make defamatory statements despite a court order. Mchunu faces a 6-month prison sentence. The matter is scheduled to be heard on the 17th of June. And finally, President Donald Trump has nominated Todd Blanche, his former personal lawyer, to officially take over the role of Attorney General, the top law enforcement position in the United States. Currently, Blanche serves as Attorney General in an interim capacity, but the Federal Vacancies Reform Act generally caps such temporary leaders at 210 days. As of yesterday, he has served in the role for roughly 67 days since the 2nd of April firing of his predecessor Pam Bondi. Naming a nominee, however, could allow Trump to legally extend the interim period beyond the 210 days. Blanche's nomination sets him up for what is expected to be a heated Senate confirmation hearing, but it will not be Blanche's first time enduring a Senate grilling. Last year, on the 5th of March, he was successfully confirmed as Deputy Attorney General in party line vote of 52 to 46, with all the Senate's Democrats in opposition. Taking a look at our financial indicators, the rand to the US dollar is trading at 16 rands and 48 cents, to the euro at 19 rands and 2 cents, to the pound at 22 rands. The Saudi riyal is at 4 rands and 38 cents. Gold is trading at $4,332.55 an ounce, while Brent crude oil is trading at $93.43 a barrel. That's it for now. I will be back with your headlines at 7:30. For Radar and Song News, I'm Thabile Duma.
Thank you very much, Thabile Duma. It is TBR on this Tuesday morning. It's 6 minutes after 7. Got to try and figure out what's happening on the roads for you this morning. Get you your latest traffic update in just a moment with Colonel Raouf, with enough time to remind you that traffic is brought to you by Pelican Pharmacy, keeping Durban moving one prescription at a time. And I tell you what, Colonel Raouf is online now. Let's go figure out what's going on.
Breakfast Rush Traffic.
Colonel Raouf, assalamu alaikum. Welcome.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much. I'm just looking at some pictures coming through. There's a traffic light or a traffic light pole that has fallen down at the corner of Maiden Road and Moore Road. Now, there's pictures of the guys trying to move it, and we're watching them on the camera. So they've been arrested, but it's quite interesting. They're trying to pick up this whole pole and move it off the road. So remember, if you are in that vicinity, there's some cones laid out there as well. Possibly the guys are trying to paint that pole. Somebody tried to move it. Accident involving a truck and a car. This is on the N2 northbound. Just past EB Clutty. Now that's the Spaghetti Junction. What's happening now is traffic is backing up considerably on the N2, built as far back as the M7. Very slow-moving traffic going northbound. So if you are going to the airport, traffic is stacked up on the N2 northbound at the moment. My advice to you, if you're coming from the south, take the Higginson Highway off-ramp. Or if you're coming from far south, use the M4. If you pass that ramp, take the Higginson Highway ramp and go on to South Coast Road onto the M4, or use the M7 everyone trails back and go on to the M4, get into the city center, and then use the Northern Freeway until you get to Amsloti, take the Amsloti ramp, and then take the N2 from there to the airport. You got an accident on the M7 going towards the bluff near the N2 bridge. Now, just before the bridge, you got about 4 vehicles involved in this one. There will be delays in that vicinity. It's a big intersection, so just remember, lots of traffic going to be in that vicinity. There are authorities that are there at the moment trying to deal with accidents, so rubbernecking is becoming a problem. Slow moving traffic on the N2 southbound between Sloti and Slanga, because due to roadworks taking place, so there will be delays in the vicinity as well. You got a stationary vehicle is going to move, but it's gone, but you got a clear down. Now move in, free incoming to Durban, slow moving traffic between the Paradise Valley area, the M13, all the way down to Spaghetti Junction. So just allow for some extra traveling time there as well. The M41 is coming from JT Champion and the R102 as well, coming from Ottawa up to JT Champion towards the Phoenix turnoff and going towards Gateway. There's roadworks taking place, the traffic is stacking up in the vicinity. Just allow for some extra traveling time there, please. That's your second update.
Thank you very much, Colonel Raouf. You take it nice and easy. We'll catch up with you in a bit on the show.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Now, traffic's brought to you by Pelican Pharmacy. The roads are moving and so is your health. The traffic report brought to you by Pelican. This Blood Donor Month, you have the power to save lives. Just one blood donation can help patients in emergencies, surgeries and ongoing medical treatments. If you're eligible, consider becoming a blood donor and make a lasting difference in your community. Brought to you by Pelican Pharmacy, committed to supporting healthier communities through care, compassion and wellness. Give blood, give hope, and help save lives this Blood Donor Month. Traffic on the show, brought to you by Pelican Pharmacy.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
For over 5 decades, Sunfoil has nurtured a legacy rooted from our land. From a sunflower seed grown with goodness and love, crafted through excellence, precision and care. Proudly South African and the only 100% pure sunflower oil endorsed as a diamond partner by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Cook with confidence, serving the best to the people you love from one dish to the next. Sunfoil, the heart of good cooking.
Gaza needs your support more than ever. Homes have been shattered and families have lost everything. With your support, our teams are delivering clean water tankers, feeding the hungry and assisting orphans who have no one left. Let us give Gaza whatever help we can. African Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
The views and opinions expressed by the guest and presenters of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
It is your Breakfast Rush on Radio Al Ansar, coming to you live from Durban in South Africa. 11 minutes after 7 a.m. now. President Cyril Ramaphosa's recent address to the nation on illegal migration has sparked mixed reactions across the political spectrum. While government has outlined a number of interventions aimed at strengthening border management, enforcing labour laws and addressing undocumented migration, critics argue that the president's speech fell short of providing clear timelines, measurable targets and accountability mechanisms. Among those raising concerns is Action SA, which says South Africans did not need another speech, but rather a detailed implementation plan. Joining us on the program now is Action SA KwaZulu-Natal leader, no stranger to the Breakfast Rush on Radio Al Ansar, Zwakele Mtwango, good morning and welcome back to the Breakfast Rush.
Good morning to you, Nichal, and morning to the listeners of your Breakfast Rush. And thanks for the opportunity.
It's a pleasure to have you in the once again. Action SA says the president acknowledged the concerns of South Africans but failed to provide sufficient detail. What specifically was missing from the address?
First of all, Nichelle, let me start by saying the issue of immigration is not really a new issue in our country. You know, it's been really a burning issue for a while now, and we've been raising these issues as Action SA to say, look, there's no way the country can allow itself to be invaded the way it's happening right now, because it's no more just immigration, it's invading of the country. Especially because we see more of foreign nationals coming in the country illegally. Because it's important to qualify our statements, Action SA. We are not against immigration, we are against illegal immigration. And this is a major concern that we see happening in our country. Now, it has taken a civic movement to really be on the street, because we've been raising these concerns lawfully and in the right platforms like parliaments and councils, but government was not prepared to listen. Now, unfortunately, South Africans have now taken this issue to the street where they are raising these issues. And then in return, unfortunately, there's the consequences of having street protest, because they sometimes lead to vigilantism, which is not really acceptable. But whenever leadership is not prepared to take leadership, then you have these problems. But why people are complaining, to address your question, why the president were failing and he was short in his speech. One, the president spoke about the government is now planning to have stricter enforcement of migration laws. Now, planning, there's a problem. The government must enforce the law. Do not plan to enforce the law. You must enforce the law, because it's a responsibility of government to enforce the law. Now, you can't then complain about South Africans who are enforcing the law unlawfully so, because they're not allowed to enforce the law. But out of frustration, they find themselves checking papers, closing down some businesses were run by illegal foreigners. This should be happening if government is doing the work. So government must be seen, not only only speak, but must be seen as doing something. Because if government can be seen on a day-to-day basis, checking these buildings, having border management, checking papers from foreigners, ensuring that they comply with the laws of this country, South Africans won't be on the street doing what should be done by law enforcement. The president also spoke about a reform of migration legislation. There's nothing to reform here. The issue currently is about enforcing the current laws. So you can't then fail to enforce the current laws and then rush to excuse of reforming the laws. So again, the president also spoke about the greater cooperation with neighboring countries. It's been a burning issue. You can't tell me that 30 years now you are still talking about engaging with African countries. We've seen flooding of other nationals to our country. But also, the issue is not about those who are coming in the country legally. It's not an issue. So the issue here is about closing our borders. The president should have said, how do we close our borders? Because you can't talk about other sister countries, about people who are coming here illegally. Because I don't believe any country will say, go to those countries illegally. People must come in our country legally. So we accept the decision to say that we're living always take that. The president failed.
One of your key criticisms relates to the 10,000 labor inspectors previously promised by government. Why is this issue so significant?
It is because one of the shortcomings of enforcement of the legislation is around checking documentation, ensuring that those who are here illegally are being deported. Now, without those employees that were promised to be on the ground doing this work, there's no way then you're going to be able to enforce the laws. For example, it's not really within SAPS to do that. There should be immigration officers. That's what the problem is. We don't have enough immigration officers. If you look around, for example, if you just come to Durban, how many illegal foreigners are around Durban? How many employees within the Home Affairs who can do this job. That's another problem which we see, that you'll find that even if you're saying Home Affairs, come here, there's a group of illegal foreigners or suspected to be illegal in the country. They will tell you they don't have enough staff to go there. That's a problem. Hence, you are saying there is no use of having these laws and praise them as good laws, praise the constitution as best constitution, but you can't enforce it. That's a problem. But the issue around enforcement. So the issue of reform, yes, there are gaps, but those gaps can be addressed in the near future. But currently, the current legislation is enough to be enforced as long as you've got manpower and the capacity to do so.
Indeed. Action SA has called for a detailed implementation plan with timelines attached to each commitment. What would an effective implementation plan look like in your view?
You look, what is going to be a best plan, Nichal, is simple to say, if you are saying illegal foreigners will be out of this country, the question is by when? Then you can plan in terms of how you're going to do that. So, for example, we expect the president to say, look, within 6 months, because it should be possible, employ border management officials, employ staff within Home Affairs who can assist in terms of ensuring that there's compliance in terms of with our laws. So that can be very easy, but you can put a timeline. Then you put the plan on how you arrive to a timeline. So it shouldn't be difficult because, for example, you hear South Africans are saying by 30th of June, they don't want foreigners in our country. That's what they are saying. Now, what then happened? People are scared to say what will happen here. What will happen then? Why South Africans are saying by 30th of June they don't want foreigners or illegal foreigners in our country? So that is a threat that worries all of us as leaders to say we don't want to see ourselves in a situation where there's anarchy in our country, where there's violence in our country, but government can able to avert that by saying, no, South Africans, give us a chance. By this date, we'll able to deal with the issue of illegal foreigners in our country. By this date, we'll have closed our borders, because the issue of closing our borders, ensuring those who are coming in the country are coming legally, because you can't be really now nursing those who are criminals, because basically, Nichal, what we're facing in our country is you've got criminals within our house. So, but we are busy as a family discussing in terms of how we handle this criminal inside our country, because if someone is here illegally, already they've committed a crime. Why then as South Africans, we are busy discussing and debating how do we chase out a criminal? If a criminal get to your house, you as a family, your duty and to keep yourself safe is to get a criminal out of your house. That's how it is. So you can't be saying, I'm planning, I'm going to develop a plan of chasing this criminal out of my house. How do you even sleep at night with a criminal in your house? It can't work like that. So we are saying, as a country, we need to be decisive, and the president failed to show that decisiveness in his speech by giving us clear timelines as to when and how these illegal foreigners will be leaving our country.
If you just tuned in, we're speaking with Action SA's KZN provincial leader. And final question for you this morning, Zwakele, as we end the conversation with you. What are your comments on foreign nationals being dehumanized, so to speak, here in South Africa?
I'm not sure if anyone has been dehumanized. As I said to you, you have a criminal in your house. Are you going to be so worried about how you treat the criminal? Someone enter your country illegally. Someone enter your house illegally. So now you never allow someone to enter to your house. Why, as South Africans, we are so concerned about those things? If someone have done something, they know it's wrong. You come to a country, you know their laws, you know their processes, you decide to enter in a country on your own way, without the way the country operates. So already you're a criminal. So I don't understand why we must start to treat illegal foreigners as if they are here illegally, or as if they were invited in the country. They're not invited in the country. Those who come to the country, have no issues. All you are saying is, say, for example, there shouldn't be any problem about individuals who are here in our country legally. So here is a problem about individuals who enter in our country illegally. So I don't believe that then we should be worried about how they're being treated. But also, I must say, The problem is this: South Africans have taken this to the streets. Why? Because government is doing nothing about it. And I have no doubt if government can be seen as doing something in terms of enforcement, South Africans are very reasonable people, will backtrack from what's happening right now. But unfortunately, the vacuum, the nature doesn't allow vacuum. Right now, we've got a vacuum on leadership. We've got a vacuum where leadership is not providing leadership. So someone then is trying by all means to fill this vacuum. As I said, nature doesn't allow the vacuum to exist. So government must close this vacuum, because if it continues to exist, people will use this advantage to then end up, some will end up committing crime, unfortunately, because some of South Africans, by the way, will end up committing crime under the banner of chasing out illegal foreigners. It's unfortunate because they are opportunistic individuals who will take advantage of a situation and end up committing crime, like as we've seen some even invading shops. That's not how we prescribe, as you say. Don't subscribe to such, as you say. We are saying things must be done lawfully. But we are saying, South Africans, stand up. Let's stand up together, South Africans. We can't be fighting amongst ourselves over something that we should be doing together to protect our country. We should fight with government, not fight with individuals who are in our country. We must fight our own government. That is why elections are the best tool to fight your government, because government is installed by the people, and government is so it can't be really sitting here and chasing others and fighting other human beings instead of fighting our own government, who have opened our borders, who have failed to enforce our laws. It's simple as that.
Zwakele, always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for making time for the Breakfast Rush once again, and we wish you a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. There
you go. That was the KZN provincial leader of the Action SA party, Zwakele Mngwango, here on your Breakfast Rush this morning, just talking about our president and what he had to say just a few days ago in his recent address to the nation on illegal migration. It has sparked mixed reactions across the political spectrum. And while government has outlined a number of interventions aimed at strengthening border management and enforcing labour laws and addressing undocumented migration, critics are arguing that the president's speech fell short of providing clear timelines, measurable targets and accountability mechanisms. And that's more or less, in a nutshell, what we're talking with Action SA about this morning. Now, the team's indicating to me that they have managed to get a hold of Councillor Warren Byrne. Councillor Byrne is a DA councillor who's serving in the Sherwood area. Councillor, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Rush.
Morning, sir. I'm sorry I didn't catch you, but do this.
Oh, the line is really choppy.
It is.
This morning. Councillor, I'm not certain if you can hear us clearly.
I can hear you all right.
Oh, there you go. I got you now. All right.
But I have got an echo, so it's a bit confusing.
That's the unfortunate part of this system that's here. We'll try and work around it, Councillor. The reason we wanted to speak to you this morning is because of what's taking place in the Sherwood area at this very moment. We've got the Sherwood ground that is sort of home at the moment to over 200 displaced individuals. Can you give us an update on what's happening there at the moment? Why are those people there, and what is the current situation?
Yes, I can. Can I first of all comment on what I heard Zwakele Mngwango saying about the issue, and I agree with him. It's precipitated by a failure to imply the laws over an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I disagree with him most emphatically when he says that South Africans are not dehumanizing the individuals involved. On Sunday evening, I became aware of the fact that people were gathering at the park in Sherwood, a piece of municipal land, which in fact has been used to house, I don't want to call them refugees, but victims of xenophobic attacks some years ago. I think it was 2018 we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why the people know that that piece of ground is a relative safe haven. It's a fairly open piece of ground with a mosque alongside and a privately owned hall nearby. When I came to the site on Sunday evening, it 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, there were about 75 people there. SAPs from the nearby police station about a kilometre away were also there, and the situation was calm, but clearly not comfortable for the people involved. The local community or a hiring company from the local community were offering to erect a tent to house the people and to provide some portable toilets as a humanitarian relief. But I do not have the authority to give permission to use municipal facilities, so I was trying to work through the municipality's emergency number to get some emergency relief of the erection of the tent, but that no permission could be obtained. I left the local leaders with a notepad and a clipboard and a pen to make a list of the names of the people who were there. It was estimated there were about 75 people there at the time, and SAPS had a presence. I went back to the site yesterday at about 2 o'clock, and I saw that there was no marquee up yet. So I, first of all, contacted the hiring company which had offered to make the marquee, and they'd been told by Metro Police last night or early in the morning, early hours, not to put up the marquee yet. So that's why it hasn't been put up yet. I then went to the site. There was a presence by Durban's public order policing, and the situation was calm, but the numbers had obviously increased. While I then started making phone calls to various senior municipal officials to see who was able to make the decision. I'm not going to go through the names of the officials, but no one was willing to take the responsibility to make a decision, and it all hinged on making contact with the mayor, and I tried to get a message through to him through various senior officials. While I was at the ground between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock yesterday, I think his title is Disaster Relief Person from the Malawian Embassy came to the site, Mr. Adam Ali, and we had detailed conversations about how the situation was going to be managed, and he indicated that the embassy was making arrangements to deal with the issue. We then spoke to the community, him first and then me, and then we took a head count of the number of people who were there. There were 275 people at that time. There were 36 women, 12 children, and I'm looking for my notes as we speak because I've got them on my desk in front of me. And so there was 36, 12, and then it was total 275, so there was 227 men who were there. There were 2 portable toilets on site, which had been left on the early hours of Monday morning by the hire company. As yesterday evening was the Community Policing Forum meeting of the Sydenham station, so I was there from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I happened to drive past the site to and from that meeting, and no marquee had gone up yet. I have not received any phone calls from any officials telling me that whether they've given permission for a tent to be erected on the municipality's ground. I will go there later this morning and see what the situation is on site. But it's a very, very sad sight to see human beings being treated as unwelcome enemies, and it's a sad reflection on those in our community who are driving them to seeking safe haven in our own country.
Councillor, whilst we're speaking this morning, I'm getting messages coming through from listeners asking, they're sympathizing with the people that are displaced, but they're asking for you as their counsellor. So these are now residents listening in from the Sherwood area, asking for you as their counsellor to please check up on illegal electricity connections at the site that is interfering with electricity supply in the area. And this is just a request that's come through now whilst we're speaking on air from listeners that are living in the Sherwood area.
That could certainly be followed up. I would ask the residents concerned who's seeing it happening to report it to the municipality's call centre, please. In the first instance, we're only the point of oversight for things already in the system. So I know theft of electricity is a common problem.
Yes.
And not only there, all over the city and in other parts of the ward I represent. But I would ask residents to please, in the first instance, report their legal connections. The point must be made that when I spoke with the people on Sunday evening, and in the offer from the hire company was to accommodate the people for 3 days. It's not intended to be a long-term situation. It's a matter of days to get the people in and out from that venue. I understand that the Malawian embassy is making arrangements to deal with the circumstances the people find themselves in. But I'll certainly follow up with the electricity department on the legal connection from the area.
Thank you very much, Councillor Warren Byrne, for the updates. Our team will be in contact with you as the day progresses, just to see what we can do to help. So, that was DA Councillor for the area, Warren Byrne, just giving us an update as to what's been going on since the weekend in the Sherwood area, with well over, as he says, 275 people being displaced and now finding themselves on the grounds, quite literally, in Sherwood. It's 7:35. It's a little bit delayed. But, as we say, better late than never. Your headlines.
The Breakfast Rush News Headlines.
Making news at the bottom of the hour, employers who failed to comply with proposed legislation on the employment of foreign nationals in South Africa could now face fines of up to 1 million rands. It's being reported that the cash-strapped Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality spent close to 1 million rands during an investment promotion tour to China in August 2024, while motorists complained that potholes in the metro had not been fixed for months. And finally, United States President Donald Trump has warned Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that he could find himself fighting on his own if Israel returns to war with Iran. That's it for now. For Radio Al-Ansar News, I'm Thabile Duma.
Thank you very much, Thabile Duma. Let's catch up with what's going on the roads.
Breakfast Rush Traffic.
So remember, traffic on the program proudly brought to you by Pelican Pharmacy. You stay alert on the road and feel your best off it. This traffic update is proudly brought to you by Pelican Pharmacy. Colonel Raouf, assalamu alaikum, welcome.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much. So lots of traffic coming over the Nanda Road area this morning due to the traffic lights not working. Also, the N2 northbound earlier accident has caused a lot of traffic congestion with the traffic way northbound towards the airport. So from the M7, traffic was backed up. The traffic is slow moving at the moment on the N2 northbound, going towards Mgeni interchange towards Queen Nandi and the new airport. So if you're traveling on the M41 this morning, traffic is also slow moving coming from JG Champion. This is due to roadworks. It's taking place brought down to a single lane in certain places. And as you go past, it opens up again into 2 lanes. Traffic slow moving on the Southern Freeway coming into Durban, taking the off-ramp to Victoria Embankment. M41 going around the Hairpin Bend as well, eastbound onto the M4. A bit of congestion in that vicinity. Just allow for extra traveling time, please. That's your final update.
Thank you very much, Colonel Raouf. Much appreciated. Go get better, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Wa alaikum salam.
I don't know if he's trying to cough, trying to laugh, trying to be like, oh man, don't worry, I'm chilled. But inshallah, he gets well very, very soon, and we get a much better Colonel Raouf on the program.
We need to send a doctor.
Right, no, well, we can send him to the pharmacy, you know what I mean? Because from peak hour traffic to everyday wellness, Pelican Pharmacy keeps Durban moving. And remember, this Blood Donor Month, you have the power to save lives. Just one donation, one blood donation can help patients in emergencies, in surgeries, and ongoing medical treatments. If you're eligible, consider becoming a blood donor and make a lasting difference in your community. Brought to you by Pelican Pharmacy, committed to supporting healthier communities through care, compassion, and wellness. Give blood, give hope, and help save lives this Blood Donor Month.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Woolerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
For over 5 decades, Sunfoil has nurtured a legacy rooted from our land. From a sunflower seed grown with goodness and love, crafted through excellence, precision, and care. Proudly South African, and the only 100% pure sunflower oil endorsed as a diamond partner by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Cook with confidence, serving the best to the people you love, from one dish to the next. Sunfoil, the heart of good cooking.
For gold and silver investors, the right partner makes all the difference. At IBV Gold, we are a world leader in gold and silver Krugerrands, trusted for over 21 years. Looking to sell? We offer seamless transactions and immediate payment for your Krugerrands. Whether you're buying or selling, IBV Gold delivers unmatched value, security, and discretion. Your decision is simple. IBV Gold is the place. IBV Gold, the most valuable decision you'll make. Visit us at www.ibvgold.co.za.
At the new Checkers Saxony Westwood, you'll find everything from our signature steakhouse classic cuts, expertly aged and ready for the braai. Try something exclusive like our Simple Truth certified lamb, responsibly sourced, free range, and raised without added growth hormones or promoters. Checkers Saxony Westwood, butchery, bakery, and deli, certified by the NIHT.
Feed your soul with knowledge. At the Al-Ansar shop, you'll find a wide selection of Qurans, Islamic books, children's literature, educational resources, gifts, and inspirational reading material. Whether you're beginning your journey of learning or expanding your Islamic library, we have something for every age. Visit the Al-Ansar shop today. Al-Ansar shop, inspiring hearts through knowledge.
Your future will be different. Different careers, different opportunities, different ways of working. So your education should do more than keep up. Regent Business School prepares students, professionals, and leaders with practical knowledge, digital innovation, immersive learning, and real-world experience for what's next. Regent Business School, teaching different things differently. Visit regent.ac.za.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Woolerton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
Your hits, your sound, your station, your TBR. Monday to Friday.
This feature on The Breakfast Rush is powered by the Cellular City Group of Vodacom shops at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, The Workshop Durban, Megacity, Bridge City, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0.
Our Super Tech sale is on, with prices so good that we dare you to compare. We've just unpacked the Signature Series ANC Bluetooth headphones, active noise cancelling technology, soft leather finish over ear cushions. It comes with a carry case so you can keep them safe and you don't lose them. Bluetooth 5.3 connection, built-in hands-free microphone. It's got an aux input for wired use, fast charging USB-C input, and the charge time is approximately 3 hours for 60 hours of playback. Cash price on this, 399 Rand. If you want to stay connected and make sure that your phone is always wired up, get the 10,000 mAh 4 light power bank. It's got an LED indicator battery, 2 USB output ports, 1 USB-C input port, and it charges 2 devices simultaneously. Get it today. For you at 149 Rand, or you and a loved one, 2 at 250 Rand. If you want something to hold your phone for you, get the Snug Desktop Mobile Holder, especially for those video calls. It fits devices between 2.1 and 3.8 inches wide, rotates 360 for portrait and landscape view, anti-slip silicone pads, stable lock, and it's got a tripod base with metal counterweights. Get it now at 99 Rand. We've got your devices, the tech for it, the charging ports for it, and everything else you need at our set of Vodacom stores.
This feature on the Breakfast Rush is powered by the Cellular City Group of Vodacom shops at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, the Workshop Durban, Mega City, Bridge City, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0 Vodacom shop. For smartphones, laptops, routers, asset insurance, gaming, IoT, payment platforms, and the latest gadgets to always keeping you in the forefront of innovation and technology. Home and business internet to ensure that you have the best connection. Plug and play home internet to fully installed fiber. Our infrastructure provides a resilient platform for your critical business applications, which will help your business perform best. Vodacom shop at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0 Westwood Mall, The Bluff, the Workshop Durban, Umlazi Mega City, Bridge City Kwamashu, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0.
It's 7:44 this morning. Our attorney is Altaf Raouf, the director of a Durban-based law firm with a specialization in labor law. Has his LLB degree obtained from UKZN and also specializing in criminal and civil law. Somewhat of a general legal eagle with us every Tuesday morning. Altaf Raouf, assalamu alaikum, welcome.
Wa alaikum salam, Shah. Assalamu alaikum to our listeners.
How are you doing this morning?
All good. How are you doing?
I'm not going to complain. Judging from what others are going through, I'm good. And topic of conversation today, as you've heard on this show, we've had Action SA talking about what President Ramaphosa had to say on TV just a couple of nights ago, talking about legislation that may or may not be forthcoming, talking about the implementation of laws that may or may not be forthcoming, talking about deportation of people that may or may not happen, talking about, I know, right? Talking about foreign nationals here in South Africa. Of course, he was talking about illegal migrants that are here in South Africa. And then we had this conversation with Councillor Byrne from the Sherwood area talking about what foreign nationals are experiencing currently in the Sherwood area, of course, amongst other areas in South Africa. I thought, let's just delve into some of the legal thoughts on the matter. A number of government interventions are being proposed. Up to 100,000 Rand fine for businesses that are employing illegal foreign nationals or foreign nationals without the relevant paperwork, and possible jail time. So, I want to get your thoughts around this, please, sir. Go for it.
Okay, so, this entire issue of foreign nationals seems to be probably the hottest topic at the moment.
Yes, it is.
No matter where you are, no matter which city you're in, no matter which province you're in, it seems to be across the board. This is a topic of conversation, and this is a hot topic. And it's also, at the same time, a very sensitive topic. Right? Going directly to your question about the jail time and
yes.
Fines, etc.
Yes.
I actually read an article that they're now proposing. There's a bill that's going to come out. Look, it hasn't been passed as yet, where they're proposing fines of up to R1 million for employing undocumented foreigners. Now, one thing where we really need to draw a distinction. You have your documented and you have your undocumented.
Yes.
Right? if you're documented, have the necessary asylum or the necessary visas,
yes,
there's nothing wrong with employing them.
Okay.
So if you have a person from country X who's got a work permit, you're allowed to employ them. Legally, you're allowed to employ them.
Okay.
If they completely undocumented, then obviously it's an issue. But the problem seems to be that there's this blanket approach of every single foreigner is undocumented, every single foreigner is bad for the country, and every single foreigner needs to leave. How true that is now, is a completely different story.
What happens, because I'm just thinking about this now, we've got, I don't want to say legal and illegal, we've got these foreigners that are working at our houses. What do we need to check? Because if you hey, how's it? Do you have your papers? Yeah, okay, and then we carry on with life. But what do we need to check? What do we physically see?
So ironically, somebody asked me this exact question last week, one of the days. The foreign national needs to have either a permit or a visa which allows them to work.
Right.
And that would be posted in the or pasted rather in the passport. Right. Now, if this person has this visa or this permit, you can actually find out whether this is legitimate or not.
How do we do that?
So there's a email address that you can email a copy to. That email address is visa verifications with the S at dha.gov.za. So you can email Home Affairs. Listen, here's a copy of this visa. I need to know, is this visa valid or not? And they will respond to you and tell you
yes or no.
Yes or no. Look, turnaround times I can't tell you because this is Home Affairs after all. But
is somebody selling a place in the queue on the emails? No, I'm kidding.
Look, I do know of a couple of people who have made use of this particular email address.
So it's visa verifications with an S?
With the S at dha.gov.za.
Okay.
And that will tell you whether this visa or this work permit is legitimate or not.
Right.
Obviously, once you've done that, you can now take the necessary steps if needed.
Okay, makes sense. I want to know, repercussion based. So, like you say, there's a blanket rule. The rule applies to whether you are documented or not. Is there any sort of repercussion or accountability for those that choose to harm individuals that might just be documented?
Well, that's going to depend on the individual who's harmed to actually go and open up a case with the police. It's going to depend on the person who's been harmed actually being able to identify this was the perpetrator. Because if you can't identify the perpetrator, how do we now know who we need to hold to account? Because, the ironic thing about a lot of these instances where people are being forced out of their homes, it's been done in the middle of the night.
Yes.
It's dark, there's no lighting in the area. All you know is somebody's banging on your door and shouting at you to leave because
he makes it sound so nice.
You're a foreigner.
Yeah.
Right?
You made it sound like it's a request in the middle of the night. It's not a request in the middle of the night.
They've probably got weapons with them.
Yeah,
There's a huge crowd.
Either do that or I do what I want to do.
Who do you identify as a perpetrator? How do you identify them as a perpetrator?
You see, the questions that you're asking is, in my opinion, the reason they're doing this. Nobody can identify me. Nobody can point a finger and say it was that guy.
Yeah, look, it is very much a mob mentality.
Right.
However, on the flip side, when you have these protests during the day, there's quite a few social media accounts that follow these protests.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name them
during the day,
but they're out there, and there's actual video footage of these guys going into shops, intimidating, telling them, listen, you guys have today and tomorrow to trade. Friday, you must be out of here. Nichal, earlier you spoke about the salon.
Yes.
Where these ladies were celebrating that
they took over the salon.
They had taken over the salon.
Yeah.
What happens next?
I'd love to know that. I'd love to know who takes over the lease. Who's going to be paying the utilities bill? And are these people now going to be allowed to operate that business? Because, the infrastructure's still there. They just chase the people away. The infrastructure's still there.
Like it or not, one of the realities is that the foreign nationals in our country, whether documented or undocumented, form a significant part of what's called the informal industry.
Yeah.
Or informal economy. They come with skills, they come with trades, and even the ones that run shops.
Yeah.
There's a contribution to the fiscus, there's a contribution towards employment. All of these things are happening.
Yeah.
You're now taking away these successful businessmen and who now need to go back to the country. Who replaces them? What replaces them? Because I actually read an article by a commentator a couple of days ago that asked this very same question. That, we live in the townships. We were upset that the foreigners own the spaza shops. We've kicked them out. The spaza shops are now empty. Firstly, who are we going to put in there to take their place?
Yeah.
Secondly, the person that we put in, do they have the capital to run the store?
Quite possibly not.
Do they have the established supply network to get goods cheaply, like the others are doing?
Yeah.
Do
we have the capacity to actually run that business?
Correct.
Questions that are coming through from listeners now. Are landlords going to be fined for letting out premises to foreign nationals or that are undocumented?
Look, I think we're going to have to see what happens with these bills.
Yeah.
It's too early to tell at this point. When that bill actually is published and we're able to read it and make some
sense out of it.
Make some sense out of it.
All right.
Then we can comment on that.
All right. We're running out of time this morning, and Brother Fahim says, is Altaf going to go on the topic regarding employers taking money from employees' side hustles? Do you remember we spoke about that week before last? And you were not so well last week, so you didn't come in.
Yeah,
we gave him a day off. He took a sick day. And we were talking about employees working on the side to boost their own personal income, and then employers coming in and saying, I'll take a chunk.
I don't understand why an employer would be entitled to do that. Unless you're using that employer's resources.
So the side hustle will be done outside of working hours, after business hours, if you will. So I'll give you an example. I work in IT.
Okay.
I can do networking.
Okay.
I can do coding. Something in IT. So I work my 8 to 5. And then I get a call from person X that says, listen, I'm only available. I don't want to go through the company. I just need you to come and run some network cable for me. And I get home from work at 6:30. Can you come at 6:30? So now this is outside of your working hours, outside of business hours, outside of all of that. You have been contacted directly. Your employer now knows or finds out that you've got a side hustle and says to you, okay, you go. I'm going to take 50%.
But now, your problem is you're competing directly with your employer. In any employment relationship, you shouldn't be competing directly with your employer. If I'm going to use your example, if you're in the IT field, and your side hustle afterwards is baking cakes and biscuits,
right?
It's completely unrelated.
It's two separate issues. Yeah.
However, if you're using your same work skill set that's work you should actually, you owe a duty of good faith to your employer. You should actually be directing that. I would say you should actually be directing that work to your employer.
I must give my employer more work.
Correct. Because
I must do that.
Because you're working for that company. Or at the very least, you need to disclose it.
So if I'm bringing it to you, then can I ask you for an increase in my income? Because if I did it on my own, I would have earned more income.
Theoretically, you should be able to do so. You should be able to say, listen, this person's approached me directly.
Yeah.
This is the value of the work.
I want a commission.
I want a commission. You should be able to do so.
So basically,
I don't see why not.
It boils down to conflict of interest.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
A conflict of interest and a duty of good faith.
Nazmeera, you can't after thing, you can't go teach anybody anything. You can't. You can't teach anybody anything after, because there might be conflict of interest for you in the school.
Different.
You can't
topic.
you can't play Nath on Nasheed in your car because then it's conflict of interest in the station. You have to play the station.
I'm not taking money for it.
My point behind saying that
I
is
get you.
There's always this is South Africa,
Loopholes.
man. This is South Africa. Anyway, Max says we must say goodbye to the motorcycle deliveries because most of the drivers are going to be sent back.
Oh no.
Mac, I hope he doesn't come to that, Mac. Because I don't know how many locals actually want to do that job. I'm not sure. I'm not certain. I'm not, all of those things. But what I do know is that we got to go because news is coming up soon. Altaf, what is your email address?
It's ALTAAF@RAOOFLAW. I'll give it to you again. ALTAAF@RAOOFLAW.
So if somebody wants to get a hold of you, they can just pop you an email and then it'll take maybe 2 or 3 days. You give them an email back.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me this question last week and you weren't here to answer, so I'll ask you now. Are there restrictions on the type of assistance that you can offer?
Look, I realistically, I only give advice on topics that I have knowledge of. Let's say, for example, I'm not a conveyancer, and it's a conveyancing question. I may give you a very broad answer, but if you need something detailed and specific, I usually refer it to a friend. If you need something, let's say, I don't know, maybe tax related. I'm very likely going to tell you, listen, you need to go talk to an accountant. Or alternatively, if I don't have somebody who practices in that field, I'll tell you straight up, listen, unfortunately I can't assist because I don't practice in this field.
Okay, there you go. altaf@raouflaw.co.za. As always, educational speaking with you. I see you're dressed for High Court today. Do have fun.
It's going to be another long day.
Okay, you can't use sandwiches, do you?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Assalamu alaikum. There you go. Nazmeera Cassim, Salah times for today, please.
On the 22nd of Zulhijjah, 14:47, Zohar 12 on the dot, Asr 27 minutes past 3, Maghrib 6 minutes past 5, and Isha 29 minutes past 6 tonight. Have a lovely day. Be the best version of you.
Do good. Be good. Till the next time.
Has been announced by the Good Party and Rise